welcome back. You're still watching Network Africa Channels Television. Now, 2 Thursdays ago, 148 families whose children were students at Garissa University in Kenya had to endure the heartache of identifying and burying their children who were killed by the Somali Islamist group Al-Shabaab. However, the United Nations Refugee Agency is urging Kenya not to expel Somali refugees in response to the Al-Shabaab massacre of students. This appeal came after Kenya gave UNHCR 3 months to close the Dadaab refugee camp, which houses 350,000 Somali refugees. That's because the Kenyan government believes that Al-Shabaab militants who killed 148 people at Garissa University hid in that camp in question. However, the UNHCR says the camp's closure would have extreme humanitarian consequences, as well as demanding the expulsion of hundreds of thousands of Somalis within the camp. It was also announced that Kenya has started building a 700-kilometer wall along the entire length of the border with Somalia. The Dadaab was set up back in 1991 to house families fleeing conflict in Somalia, and some people have been living there for more than 20 years. The UNHCR says it's not possible for Dadaab residents to return home safely.
The aviation industry. Our background report chronicles the development from aircraft manufacturing to consumer review website. Aviation is one of the most technologically advanced and innovative sectors in the world.
Joining us now via telephone is the UNHCR spokesman for Kenya, Emmanuel Nyabera. Emmanuel, thank you very much for joining us on Network Africa.
The delivery of real and perceived value.
Thank you so much.
Now, what is Kenya saying now that UNHCR has appealed for them not to expel the Somalians from the camp, the Dadaab camp?
Engineers are working
has Kenya responded
to make
to the
them
appeal?
more efficient, unlike ground vehicles which do not need
No, one thing is that the government
to the same extent
made
as aircraft
point
because they can refuel
over the ground 4 or 5 days ago, saying that due to security reasons,
long distance aircraft must
refugees
carry all their fuel with them.
from Somalia
Fuel is
that
expensive, heavy, and
resident
takes
in
up
one
a
of the
great deal of
camps
storage room.
called the Dadaab refugee camp, is around 80 kilometers from
Its
Somali
weight
border.
also limits the range
Should
of
be
aircraft
relocated
and
and the
needs
camp
to be
should be
stored in
closed.
tanks, which affects the
And
weight
what
size
we have done is
payload
that
able to
we,
be
first of
carried.
all, appreciated the fact that Kenya has been
Each new generation of aircraft has a double-digit fuel efficiency improvement, even up to 25% more fuel efficient than the other one.
But it also mentioned that
This is
crucial
what
for them to
today's
know that
modern
they
aircraft
have
producing well over 70% less CO2 per seat than the
So we are
first
currently having
computers.
discussions with the government.
There is still
We
more
have
work
2
to be
meetings
done.
with them already to at least
Being
come up
able
with
to
a
operate
solution that
efficiently is
will have a
crucial to
balance
the future of the
between
aviation
the concerns
industry,
of the government
not
in terms
just
of
for the
security
environmental
and
reasons,
also
but also
the
for financial
fact that
ones,
they need to
especially
honor their
since fuel
obligations
makes
to
up
give
over
refugee
30% of airline
Now,
operating.
Emmanuel, is there actually proof to support the fact that the attackers or those who carried out the massacre were actually hiding out in the camp? Is there any proof to that?
Improvements to be made on this front,
We don't have any
particularly at the customs
proof
and immigration
whatsoever
checkpoints and
that
common airports.
the Al-Shabaab is active in the
A
camp.
typical case is the rollout
But then
of
at the same time, we're saying that
control
in case
APC kiosks,
the government has to
845 of which
and
can
we are
now
ready
be
to
found in
cooperate with the
32
government,
airports,
which we've been
mostly
doing
in the United
anyway, to
States and
ensure that
Canada, but also the
that the
selection
civilian
of
nature of
clearance
Salam
applications
is
ranging
maintained.
from Dublin to Abu
So,
Dhabi.
we say that, of course, with each and every
The merit of
your
APC
community,
includes
you
shorter
find
queues and the biggest
they're
and most
criminal,
obvious
and that
benefits.
includes refugee
Chicago
camps. But we're saying
International
that
Airport, for
if that
example,
is the case,
which was the first airport
security
in the US to
of
install the kiosk,
the country
reported
in
a
the hand of the government,
24.8%
then
reduction
they
in
should
average
be in a
time
position
during
to
peak
take
hours as a
action and
result
for us
of
to be able to
investments.
cooperate,
And at the New York
because again,
JFK,
what we're
average
saying
wait
is that
time is down
the nature of
28%
Asylum
from
applicants
2014, compared
Well,
to
Mr. Emmanuel Nyabera, we really appreciate your time. We'll definitely be keeping in touch with you concerning what happens. We hope that things go well. Thank you very much for joining us on Network Africa.
Improvement in the travel experience.
Mr. Emmanuel Nyabera is the UNHCR spokesman for Kenya. We'll take another break now on Network Africa. But before we do that, we want to tell you what's happening as regards the activities in Kenya concerning the Garissa attack. Kenya's anti-terror police have been questioning individuals and organizations suspected of funding Al-Qaeda-linked militant group Al-Shabaab after the government froze their bank accounts last week. Following the terrorist attack that killed 148 people and wounded 79 others at Garissa University College in northeast Kenya, authorities have frozen 86 accounts belonging to alleged financiers of Al-Shabaab-related terror activities. The individuals and organizations who were asked to report to the anti-terror police had to be identified and thoroughly searched before they were questioned. Kenya's Human Rights Commission is questioning how the list of alleged financiers was compiled. It appears the government is merely penalizing innocent Kenyans instead of concerning or cornering Al-Shabaab's financiers and sympathizers. Kenya's police chief is expected to address that matter this Friday.
So some assistance can help those not familiar.
We'll take another break now on Network Africa. When we come back, we look at updates from South Africa concerning the xenophobia attacks there. Please stay with us.